So here goes one of those random videos where I just say some stuff and it just blurts out my mouth. So here we go. So I was thinking like people want to move to the tropics and live in tents and Airbnbs and just travel from one place to another, but why aren't they thinking about trying to make the concrete jungles of the world a better place? Like planting rooftop gardens or park gardens or having community farms. God bless you. God bless the truth. You know what I'm saying? Actually making the entire planet a better place, not just going take the resources that's just in the beautiful places and use them. A lot of people are not growing their own food or they just just taking from the earth, just taking from trees and not planting the seeds. And we gotta like plant stuff so we always have stuff to go back to, like just we're trapped in this concrete jungle with no resources because we aren't producing anything here. Everybody just robots. They're working for the system while the people who run in the system go out and enjoy themselves and live and travel and take adventures. But we can't do that. We like people are like so like they've settled for this American dream that they can't even reach. You go to work 5 days a week, you get 2 days off, and you settle for that, and you'd be so tired that you rest on them 2 days, or you go out and party, or you waiting for your vacation time so you can actually go and enjoy something. But that's all you get. Them people go and travel all the time. They always on vacation. They take vacations in other countries while they on business, but we're not doing that. And we're not realizing that it's because they're controlling the resources. They don't own anything. They just control it and we allow them to control it. Instead of us taking back our freedom, we just accepted their system and we just live by it and we think it's normal, and it's not normal. This is not normal. For somebody else to be controlling your life and thinking they're better than you, that is not normal. For someone to say, look, I own this river. If you want water from this river, you gotta pay me for water from this river. What make you the owner of that river, bro? Like, for real. Who told you can own that stream? Who said that land was yours? What guy came down and said, look, you, your family, your children, your children's children, all y'all gonna own all the land of the planet and make everybody else charge for it, and you get all the benefits from it and get to travel and do what you want to do. No, that's because they control the resources. It would not be like that if they didn't control the resources. And what people fail to realize is that resources are supposed to be free. You're not supposed to be paying for water, people. Water is supposed to be free everywhere. Animals can drink water for free, but not here in this concrete jungle. No, they suffering here. We gotta feed them and give them drink. They're not living naturally. We think being domesticated or civilized is correct when it is better to free up the resources and live naturally and primitively like our ancestors did. I mean, it's just what's right. It's what's best for the planet. I mean, think about how much pollution these factories and industries and businesses are causing the earth and the planet. I mean, we are literally like about to have like a global warming crisis like within the next 12 years with the CO2 emissions, and then like nobody cares. Like concrete jungles are just like really dangerous, like and they're not normal. That's why flowers can grow through stuff, and weeds grow through that, because that stuff is not supposed to be here. It's not. And we once we free up the land and the resources and we take back the planet and do what's right by the planet, then we'll be able to start back living in peace and harmony, because nature and human nature was once one and the same. I am concerned not about just us, but for future generations. What type of planet are we trying to leave behind for them? Y'all think we gonna be Z9 girl of the 21st century up in space somewhere? No, because that shit is not going to happen. What is going to happen is there's gonna be a Wally like world where there's gonna be trash piled up everywhere, greens not growing, and we gonna be trying to get out of here with technology. Wally World may happen, but we just gonna be traveling in space. They don't have no space station up there ready for a whole goddamn planet worth of people to come up there. We got to stop destroying the planet, man. And think about it like this. All these rich white people who do have all the land, they building underground bunkers. Why? Why? Because if you burn the top layer, it's not going to go through sand and dirt and stuff like that. It's going to stay on the surface. So, if unless the planet crack and explode, they safe and they can come out their bunkers and inherit what's left and start growing back and stuff. Like, that's what's important. That we gotta spread out and start making the planet green again before it gets too hot and heated up, man. And we gotta stop trying to use their system, their currency, and live by their standards because it's not healthy. Why we don't have free electricity? Bec- Tesla wanted free electricity. Their solar panel. We could just everybody just have solar panels and we just all use solar, but we can't do things for each other. Everything got to be about a profit. We should have free electricity. We should. It's best for everybody. Imagine how less stressed out the people of America would be if they didn't have a water bill because water is supposed to be free. If they didn't have an electricity bill because electricity is supposed to be free. If you can like create your own fires and stuff like that, and people go back to using like wood burning fireplaces and stoves and stuff like that, and they grow more trees and we plant more trees, and you knock a tree down, you plant three more, and we start back living naturally and stuff like that again, it's just gonna be so much better. We have to stop taking from the planet and start trying to give back to it. This is our only home, and I don't like people feel like, oh, the planet just gonna get rid of us all one day. Man, why won't it? We should be doing right by the planet, period. I don't care if it's going to get rid of us in the future and it's going to start back over. I don't care if some of you guys think it's just doomed to hell. What the fuck are you living for if you just think, oh, we are never going to have our freedom back. Oh, the system is what it is. Or God put it here. No, it didn't. Y'all just lazy motherfuckers who don't want to make a change, who don't want to take your own life into your own hands and take responsibility for yourselves. You have accepted the system for what it is. You have accepted economic slavery. You have accepted oppression, and you want to stay there. That's what you want. You want to just the system to change and become better for you instead of you changing and being better for the planet like we should. It's just so sad to me. It's just like we what we need to do for ourselves is realize that we are our own beings. We are our own beings. If you were the first person or the first village here, and then another village just magically popped up somewhere, and then they came and tried to take over your land and make you a slave, and say, look here, take this currency and use it and buy the resources from us because this is our land now. That shit should have never happened. It should have never happened. And it's gonna be too late for a lot of people because all they care about is money. All they care about is making a living instead of living and creating. There's a difference, you know what I'm saying? It's just we are not allowed to explore the planet anymore. They got all these scientists, archaeologists, philanthropists, all these other organizations and major corporations. They get to do all these things that we all should be able to do. Like, why can't we build our own airplanes anymore? Or why can't we build our own cars? Why everything gotta be under regulations instead? People don't have the freedom to do anything they want anymore. Like, we can't collect rainwater. Like, what person cannot collect rainwater? Like, you're always gonna be a slave because you don't have control of the resources. Think about, we are on this grid. Everything is in lines and boxes. They're cutting blocks. That they call them blocks. You got street blocks, city blocks. Everything is in a block. Everything has a number, has a label on it, right? And if at any time in the system that the system says, man, it's about to get bad, people are learning, they're gaining more info, they're saying that they need to be more self-sufficient, the first thing they're going to do is say, well, we got to get rid of the currency because it's not working anymore. They're going to try to create a new currency, hence why you have all these cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. That's the purpose for that. They're trying to keep a hold on the people and keep people materialistic and wanting this American dream, when in fact, the moment that they can't use the dollar anymore to purchase what they want, that they're going to close down stores and you won't be able to buy food. And if you're not growing your own food, you're not going to have food. They're going to shut your water off because most people don't have springs and wells, or and taps and stuff like that. So your water is going to get cut off because you cannot pay for it anymore. And then you're going to get fired from your job because money isn't a currency anymore, and you won't have nothing to be paid for unless you go in there to work for free. And then if you don't have a job to pay for your bills, your landlord gonna kick you out your house because guess what? You don't own your home. Or if you in an apartment complex, the entire building gonna get evicted because guess what? Nobody can pay no more. And not only that, you're not having electricity, not having gas because they're gonna cut your gas off too. You're not gonna be cooking food up in there. So you're gonna just have whatever you have. You're gonna have to have those natural skills that and abilities that we would have if we were in nature. But in these concrete jungles, we are lazy. We button pushers and just things that they're eventually about to try and place you with AI and technology. So you don't have no natural skills and abilities. You're not growing food. You don't have water. You don't have gas. They kicked you out this box that you were paying for because money is no longer existent. What are you going to do? You can't do nothing. Martial law is going to be in full effect. And then guess what happens? Military is going to be all on the streets. What happens when military is all on the streets and there's just people all in the streets? There is bound to be collision and war, and the people ain't going to have enough weapons. It's going to be a chaotic massacre. That is the plan. And those who they don't kill will be put in concentration camps because guess what? They want to keep control over us. They're going to feel like this is what's best to do because they're going to be protecting themselves. They don't care about us. We are not citizens. We are not people. We are not African Americans or whatever. We are just natural living beings who must start looking at ourselves as animals and as free living beings. I mean, we should be as free as the ants. I mean, they build their little underground homes. They ain't paying no ant to go and build no underground home. And if they gotta move and migrate, they move and migrate. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we have settled, exactly, settlement, settled down, the settled. We should have never done that. And we should have always made our own boats and traveled. We would all be in different locations and places, and it was a rite of passage for us as human beings to have built our own homes, built our own boats, grow our own crops, and go and collect the water by the river and bring it back full of buckets on our heads. I mean, that's a rite of passage and a natural right for everybody. But that moment you say, I don't want to do none of that, I think I'm better than everybody, I'd rather just have everybody work for me, then you come up with this plan to, well, let me put a few people on my side. You know what I'm saying? Say we are all in control. We create our own little fraternity, or these societies, whatever, and then they take over the resources, enslave and kill the people, install fear in them, and now here we have our government system today. You know what I'm saying? And It's not a natural. These concrete jungles are not natural, and if we don't begin to take steps to going back to nature and being one with ourselves and the planet again, then our children and our children's children, they are all doomed. I mean, what type of system says let's shit and piss in our water supply and then we have to put chemicals in our water to clean the shit up? No, we should have always stuck to the natural cycle of using the bathroom in the dirt and putting peat moss and stuff down in the dirt so it can decompose naturally and become a fertilizer, but and it just be in the ground, and that way it turns to dirt again. Especially if you're eating vegan, it's just gonna turn to dirt again, you know when we should, just go back to doing it naturally, because toilet systems, septic systems, and all this underground shit is not healthy for the planet, you know and other than the toilet systems and polluting the air with chemtrails, who wants fake bees? I mean, real bees can't do their job. Why? Not in the concrete jungle, because there is not enough greenery, plants, and pollen for them to collect, because there's concrete everywhere, and there's not enough fruit trees. What happened to all the fruit trees? Why we don't have fruit trees just growing randomly and naturally everywhere? There wouldn't be homeless and hungry people if there was just fruit trees everywhere. But no, they want to control us. And yes, I know this video is all over the place. And yes, I know I'm talking a lot. But this stuff needs to be said, man. I know I sound crazy. But if we are all equal, we are on you got to think about, we're only given the choices the system gave us. You know what I'm saying? Your house, your the where you want to work, how much you get paid for what job. That's based on them. You know what I'm saying? And they making sure the system don't work for us. You know what I'm saying? We constantly begging them, raise minimum wage, lower housing. Why is produce so expensive? Why organic food so expensive? Why we keep begging these people? Why we keep wanting acceptance from these people? We got to stop begging for freedom and free ourselves. Y'all waiting on somebody to save y'all. That's why they installed that shit in y'all in religion. Oh, some Christ gonna come to save you. Oh, it's gonna be hell here on earth. But if you do right and you live right by our system, you gonna have heaven, later on. You're gonna rest in peace. They don't want you to rest here on the planet. We would not be stressing out. People wouldn't be killing themselves. People wouldn't be killing their entire families, not spending time with their children if we were living naturally. The system has taken away all of our natural abilities, skills, rights, and everything, and we just going for it. Do you all know, seriously know, that we have the free right to travel in our private property upon roads, highways, any kind of way? Because guess what? The animals can do it too. They're natural living beings just like us, and we all have that natural right. But our rights have been taken away from us, and we accept it. We sign consents on it. We get a ticket for not traveling the quote unquote speed limit, but there is no such thing as a speed limit. You know what I'm saying? You cannot tell a person how fast or how slow they can drive. I mean, not drive, but travel. You know what I'm saying? You cannot tell a person they can't travel unless they have a license. I can travel where the hell I want to. Y'all not asking animals who cross the road for ID. You know what I'm saying? Why do you need an ID on me? I am just a natural living being. I'm trying to be like that bird in the sky. I'm trying to be like them ants on the ground. I'm trying to be like that frog in the pond and just live my life. Life, liberty, which is really freedom, and pursuit of happiness. How can you pursue happiness if they constantly trying to stop you? You cannot. How can you have liberty and freedom if they constantly taking it away from you? You cannot. And you don't even have your own life in your hands. You don't realize the system gave you multiple choice questions. Where do you want to work? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And then they said, okay, well, you can work this job, this job, but you got to go through this school, pay this, do that, to live by these standards. The nature does not ask you for none of that. We should have all been still in tribes, still growing our own food, still traveling by boats everywhere. We should all still be having children naturally. They just put a price tag on everything from the moment you were born in the hospital to the time you die and they put you in a grave in a box in the cemetery. You pay for all of that and everything in between. That's not normal. That's not right. But I'm out of here. Peace.